I know that all of us have limited time here, but the real question is, who are you and what do you want to do with it? And how are you going to use who you are? You've got to decide. You've got to draw the boundaries for yourself and decide how are you going to use your money, your talent, your time in such a way that it's going to serve you first, because if it doesn't allow you to be filled up, then you get depleted and you no longer want to, you can't keep doing it.
Right.
So my decisions are now emotional and logical, meaning I choose education, but I do it in such a way that's actually going to benefit the person that I'm serving. Then it's not just, oh, I want to help people, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you. You said at the end of your 25 years, gratitude is the single greatest treasure I will take with me from this experience. So now you've started your own network, and you continue to be very involved in your philanthropy and your school. Is there anything left that you're scared to try?
No. No, and I'm just trying to think of well, is there something that I hadn't thought of?
Well, because there's not much you haven't done. So.
Well, but I stay in my lane.
Yeah.
I know what my lane is. I know that my real calling is what I said earlier.
Yeah.
It's not, I know what it looks like to the rest of the world. Oh, there's a talk show, but I really know what I'm here to do, which is the number one thing I would say to you. First, let me answer your question. So no, there's nothing I'm not scared to try. I haven't even, I have hit my stride, but I haven't done what I ultimately came to do. There still is a supreme moment of destiny that awaits me. And I also knew that during the Oprah show. I've kept a journal since I was 15 years old. It's so pitiful when you go back and see how pathetic you were as a person sometimes. But I always knew, even during that show, we live in a fame culture. We live in a fame-centered world, you know? Had this literally been during the Renaissance, people would have valued different things. If we'd been during the Transcendentalist period, people valued different things. But in our culture, we value fame. So I always understood that was the basis for me being known in the world, because people wouldn't be able to hear you unless you came with some swag or swagger, you know? And I also understood that was just the foundation to be heard, but that there was a lot more to be said. So for me, owning a network or being a part of a network is about continuing to use that platform to raise the consciousness. I do a show on Sundays, which you can stream live, called Super Soul Sunday, where I literally talk to thought leaders from around the world and ask the questions. Not as good as you, I'm going to consult with you. Ask the questions in life that really matter, to get people thinking about what really matters in their lives. And the responses that I get from people just regarding that show let me know that I'm on the right track, I'm moving in the right direction. And so I'm not afraid, because I know that all of us have limited time here. But the real question is, who are you and what do you want to do with it? And how are you going to use who you are? My favorite line from Seed of the Soul is, when the personality comes to serve the energy of your soul, that is authentic empowerment. So as graduates of this great school, to take what you've learned here, to take what is a part of your nature and what you've developed as skills and what really feeds your passion, to take that and to align that with the deeper potential and possibility of your soul's coming. When you align your personality with what your soul came to, and everybody has it, align your personality with your purpose, and nobody can touch you. And you wake up every day and you are fired up. Because everybody has a purpose. So your whole thing is to figure out what that is. Your real job is to figure out why you're really here, and then get about the business of doing that. That's it.
So we all know now what we have to do, right? When we leave.
Yeah.
So Oprah, thank you so much.
Are we going to take some questions?
Yeah, so that's what I wanted to say. I'd love
And everybody
to
has
open
a
it
class
up.
at 1:15, right? People whose names that I can't even remember, and you probably wouldn't remember, have been the most revelatory, the most impactful. I mean, watching people step out of tragedies and define triumph for themselves. Those people really have been the ones that really shaped me and made me a better human being. I did an interview once with a woman, and actually with Dr. Phil, where she had come to the show and was planning to kill herself afterwards, she said, because her daughter had been murdered 8 years before, and she couldn't get past it. And she just wanted to come on the Oprah show and talk about it. And Phil said to her, why do you spend all your time lamenting, all these years lamenting the death? Instead of celebrating the life, you've let the one day define your daughter's entire life. And she looked up at him and she said, you know, I never thought about it that way before, with tears. I could feel the shift in her. So the most important moments for me have been when literally I can see that somebody has made a shift in the way they see themselves in the world, or you know, what we call now an aha moment. Those, I live for that. I live for that. Those are my favorite interviews. The truth is, you don't have anything to give that you don't have. So you have to keep your own self full. That's your job. You know, one of my daughters is here today from Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy. Stand up today so everybody can see you. You're going to end your first year soon. Oh my God. I say to my girl, all of the time that your real work is to figure out where your power base is and to work on the alignment of your personality, your gifts that you have to give, with the real reason why you're here. That's the number one thing you have to do, is to work on yourself and to fill your yourself up and keep your cup full. Keep yourself full. Now, I used to be afraid of that. I used to be afraid, particularly from people who say, oh, she's so full of herself. She's so full of herself. And now I embrace it. I consider it a compliment that I am full of myself. Because you only when you're full, I'm full, I'm overflowing, my cup runneth over. I have so much to offer and so much to give. And I am not afraid of honoring myself. You know, it's miraculous when you think about it. First of all, for me, my father and mother never married. They had sex one time underneath an oak tree because she was wearing a poodle skirt in 1953. One time under the oak tree. Bam. Renaissance.
Is born. It happened there.
That's why I know my life is bigger than that. My life has to be bigger, as yours is, bigger than a poodle skirt. It's much bigger. The design, the reason why I'm here is much bigger than, oh, I think I want to see what's under there. So the ability to take care of that, to honor yourself and that which is greater than yourself, that which was the reason for your being here. That there's no selflessness in that, because only through that do you have the ability to offer yourself, your whole self, your full expression of who you are to the rest of the world.